What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, Little Red Garage. I wanted to do a short little update here on the Warlock. If you're new to the channel, I'm restoring this 1978 Dodge Warlock. A lot of previous videos, go check them out. So as you can see, I had a couple of my buddies stop by, help me put the bed on the truck. I went ahead and bolted the fenders on, the tail lights, and the side steps, fuel filler neck, all installed. Pretty stoked on that. So I got a few things to work on today. Pulled out the little wiring harness, started going through that, figuring it all out. I think I got it pretty well sorted. A couple things I got to change out. I knew, because this truck originally was a big block, so I knew I was going to have to screw around with the distributor wiring, because in a big block the distributor is right up here in the front. You can see the small blocks back here. Same plug, pretty much same wiring harness. Just this distributor plug is going to be up here by the alternator wires. What I'm going to do is unwrap this, get this wire back closer to the firewall, and go through and retape the harness. I got some of this nice cloth felt tape. Rewrap the harness, clean it up. I went through and cleaned all the terminals to the bulkhead. Cleaned the bulkhead out there. Ended up making this little, just a screwdriver with some sandpaper taped to it. And get in there and clean up those terminals. Everything looks pretty good, actually. I made some new wires for the starter. Originally it came through this grommet here and they were just right up on against the header, so I rerouted it. I just used actually a battery terminal. You can get these cheap at the parts store for $10 or $15. So I'm gonna, once I figure it out, I'm gonna cut this end off, put a nice copper terminal soldered in there, and that will go onto the solenoids here. Also ran a new ground wire. Same thing once I figure out the terminal on that. So that's what I'm working on today. I got a few other things. I might throw the transmission pan on. I got a master cylinder I need to bleed and get installed. A couple other things I'm going to run. I want to run an auxiliary wire. This is auxiliary power, so I need to run. I just ran a big battery cable up from the back. It's a couple of videos ago. I did a battery relocation. So the battery now is in the back of the truck. I want to run a nice auxiliary power wire up here to feed that. A couple other things I gotta clean up. I had this really bad wire here, and I finally figured out what it was. This is this goes to the oil temperature sender, which I have converted to mechanical, so I don't even need this wire. So I'm gonna snip this off and get it all protected back into the harness. It'll still be there, in case anybody ever wanted to go back, but it's pretty bad. I'm kind of glad I don't need that. So a few other things. The coil, this guy must have had a external coil or a different coil set up, because these are the original coil connections here. So I got to get those apart, clean those up. And I picked up this Dodge truck service manual. Really cool thing to have. I got this on eBay. or you can get them around 50 bucks. I think I did pretty good. I got this for under $40. This is a really nice one, in really nice condition. You can see here it's got the wiring diagrams. Really helpful figuring things out on this truck, because I purchased it without an engine. So going through and trying to figure out as all the terminal locations, all the wire coloring. And that's another thing I got here is I picked up this diagram. It's a color coded, a little easier to follow. Nice laminated. Man, I think this thing was here from Classic Car Wiring. I got it off eBay. It was 18 bucks. Good investment. Nice thing to have. It'll help me out wiring the tail lights, doing a few other things, figuring out what all these wires were doing. But this is a really cool thing to have. I mean, it's got everything in here. You got, I mean, torque specs for everything. It was helping me figure out how the core support gets mounted with all the spacers and bushings, and which I'm trying to get all the new hardware sorted for that. I finally found, the hardest part was trying to find this bushing. I finally found something on eBay. I got a big long one I'm going to cut into sections, so I need 2 of these. I got the rubber bushings new, so now I'm trying to sort getting all the right washers, new bolts, because that'll be coming up pretty soon. I'll be putting the core support on this so I can finish wiring up the front end and hopefully getting it fired up. So I got some stuff to work on. I got some other footage of me putting this bed together all by myself, so I'm gonna throw that in here, and I'll see what we get done today. Enjoy the video. All right, I got this part of the wiring harness all untaped here. Got my coil wire moved way back. I'm sorry, distributor wire. Got the distributor wire moved way back. I found the original coil wires, still with the original ends on them. They look really nice. They were extended, as I suspected. He must have had a different coil put on this. I got rid of temperature sender wire. I just clipped that off, put some nice heat shrink on it. It's going to hide that into the loom. So yeah, it's going pretty good. I'm going to get this taped back together and kind of mocked up in the truck and see how that looks. So here's how we made out with this wiring harness, at least the engine side of it for right now. Everything's plugged back into the bulkhead. This will eventually going to get mounted to the fender right here. That's the ECU ignition box and valve resistor. Starter relays, they mount to the inner fender here, which I'm still trying to figure that out. I don't know why there's 2. This is definitely an aftermarket. It looks like, if I had to guess, this went bad, the original, and they couldn't find the exact one because it does have this weird double plug on it, and it is different than the Mopar replacement that I bought for it. I did find the exact one, so I have that coming, and I'm pretty sure it'll eliminate this. I'm thinking that they put this and just jumped it. It's just my guess, because my wiring diagram only shows this one. Everything runs to it. The battery runs to it, and then it goes to the starter. So, which I made the new positive starter. Soldered a nice end on that. That was that battery, universal battery cable I had. The power coming from the battery, and I made the auxiliary power. It plugs in. This is just sitting here. Plugs into the harness here. I'm pretty sure that powers the dash or anything inside. But so this got this all nice, and really like that cloth tape. Got that coming up here. The extended Well, actually, you saw I took the wire harness apart and got this distributor wire all routed back up and tied back in all nice. We got the voltage regulator now plugged in. The coil is hooked up. And then this one's down here. Got the alternator all wired in, and the temperature sender, which I made a new end for, and I kept the original wire that's going to feed the kind of dummy gauge on the dash. It just says hot or cold, and I ran another wire, you can see it coming out here, it's going to go to a mechanical, actually it's an electric gauge, so it'll actually tell me temperature, 180, 200, I'll have an actual number reading there. Well, that's as far as I got today. It took way longer than I anticipated, but I'm getting pretty close to firing this thing up. I guess I'm going to try to get the front end put back on it, because I need to be able to mount this control box. This all grounds. I mean, I could do some temporary groundings and stuff and see if we can get this thing to fire. Maybe I'll do that. But that's pretty much where I'm at with it. Like I said before, I'm going to throw in some footage of me throwing the bed together. And probably be it for this video. Appreciate you guys watching. Like and subscribe. Share it with your friends. you.